Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our Madden 22 franchise. And what happened to us after we got fired? Maybe asking yourself, right? And you may be asking yourself that while you're watching the Tennessee Titans play the Indianapolis Colts. So after we got fired, we were down for a little bit, down on ourselves for, I wouldn't say poor performance, yeah, we didn't get the team prepared for when they needed to be. Had a bad record that season, so we did lose our job. We came to Tennessee as the offensive coordinator, so to run this offense. We're not looking to take over anything. Just we know that this team has got talent on the offensive side. Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Tannehill. The list goes on freaking on with this team on the offensive side. And that's where we flourish offensively, at least play calling, I think. We took over the offensive play calling duties for the Tennessee Titans. Since being fired, they're looking for a new one. So this is where we stepped in. This was not an ideal situation. We had some good talent. I didn't build this talent. I never played with this team. Before, I think, and I mean that legit, the last Tennessee team I played with was probably good, I don't know, a few years ago at least. I'm at one of those men. So it's got to get used to the way the offensive schemes work. Game one, it didn't work out too well. Weren't used to it, still pretty new, and so it's going to take us some time to get kind of the flow of this team. And we were able to find it. When you have guys like Tannehill as your quarterback, he's not the greatest, obviously, but he can put the ball in places where it needs to be, and that's really all that I ask is just put it where it needs to be. We'll let the receiver and the tight end and the backs do the rest. Just put it where it needs to be, and that's what Tannehill can do. And then when you have a running back like Henry, who obviously so powerful on the ground, you start thinking to yourself, okay. We know we can run with him, right? But so do all the defenses. And a CPU-controlled all-Madden defense can stop just about any dang run game, no matter who it is that's playing it. So you have to look at new ways to get Henry the ball. Well, one thing that worked out for us last season with the Falcons is we were able to get Hawkins and Patterson the ball out in the flats and stuff in the passing game. So let's start doing that. We started introducing that into Henry's game, just out in the actual pass patterns, not like a screen pass, but actual pass patterns. So that gave another element that teams had to be concerned with as far as Henry goes, being able to get the ball, receiving it out of the backfield now, instead of just running you over and stiff arming you into next century. From a handoff, he'll do it from a reception in the flat. He'll do it against a cornerback in pass coverage. Yeah, so we added that element, which really set us off in the offensive scheme of things. Right, once we figured out, okay, so we can use Derrick Henry as that. So we got Henry coming out of the flat. Now, who's going to be our big-time receivers in this season? Who else could we use? We got a lot. They got a lot of good talent. Miller is one of the better ones. He doesn't have the most speed, but good hands. So we focus on getting him the ball plenty. And this whole season for us has been really to kind of keep us in the mode of calling plays. Once again, I don't know how long we're going to be here with the Titans. I really don't at this point. It's something that is going to definitely be looked at. Depending on the success we have or we had during this season, we may be able to land ourselves another head coaching job right here in the very next year. I'm not exactly certain, haven't really gotten to that point yet, but we'll kind of see. We'll see what comes of it. Right? This offense, man, I really wish that Tennessee had fired their coach, because then I wish I'd done better in Atlanta and could have gotten hired for the Tennessee head coach, because this team, they've got a bunch of talent. And when used appropriately, you don't have to worry about these last-second field goals against the Houston Texans. So it's a learning curve. All right, it's only been a few games, but we use them and we get these guys to start scoring some points. 38 points in the game before, 35 points right here. Granted, it was a last-second field goal, but hey, we're putting the points on the board and we're showing that this team can fight. And that's another thing, man, that you love to see from your team is the willingness and the ability to fight, right? So we do that all season. So we did lose game one against Indy. We did not lose any other time in the regular season after that. Okay, we lose game one. We have ourselves a 16-game winning streak, leading us into the playoffs. And that was a big thing to get that number one seed. Our offense, like I said, we've kind of figured things out, and we started clicking. And you can see even here in the playoff game, look at A.J. Brown. Be able to cut back with him, his speed, his versatility. We have these finely tuned weapons, and we figured out the best way to use them. And we could shoot it out with anybody. That was never going to be a problem, I think, for us. Once we figured this out, we will be in a shootout, a duel with anybody. We don't care because we are going to end up winning those. At this, I promise you, we're going to end up winning those shootouts. This season, every shootout we got into it after it, we won. Even right now, we're dealing with the shootout in the playoffs, to start it out. But that's what this team does. That's what we do as a team. We constantly fight and battle. I try to steal that in my Falcons players, and depending on what happens going forward, I'll try to put that into the guys going forward, whether it be with the Titans next season, depending on any changes we have in the roster, or if I'm somewhere else. Instill that fight. Make sure that it comes down to the wire every dang game. You just want to have that chance, right? That's all you ask for, is to have that chance to take the lead. And then once you have the lead, one thing we didn't do in Atlanta is we did not finish teams off. I don't know what it was. We could just never get that one score that would just, boom, that last little nail in the coffin. We can never do that. Here with Tennessee, we were able to do that going on a 16-game win streak to finish off the season. Yeah, there were some close ones like that last-second field goal against Houston. We had one other overtime game and a couple other come down to the last second. But we fought back, and we ended up winning those games, right? We fought hard. We shot it out with them, and we came out on top. And then even plays like that. I mean, Scotty Miller, like I said, you can't speak enough about that young kid. Okay, he was phenomenal for us. And obviously, most attention's given to Brown and Julio Jones. But Scotty Miller, boom, powered through. And actually, I think in this one, Tennessee had already traded Julio by the time I got there. So that kind of sucked. But, hey, so be it. It is what it is. As a coordinator, you can't worry about that type of stuff. Just use what you got like we have, and it produced some winning dang games. After that first divisional round win, we had to host the AFC title game. Here it is, a snowy Sunday. Kansas City in town, a classic matchup. I mean, I don't know, though. In real life, Tennessee and Kansas City being that, those two teams that kind of want to rule the AFC since Brady left the Pats. They didn't really do that great this year. Granted, the AFC title game, I understand that, but if you just look at the way their playoffs went, outside of the first game where they blew out whoever they played, I just didn't like how it went for them, right? I wasn't expecting them. They didn't seem like a team that was going to make it to the Super Bowl. Same thing with Tennessee. That whole division, I know they had the bye week 1, but the whole divisional round game, if you're watching it, it just looked like, even when they were coming back, you just knew something was going to happen to give Cincy the win. And so Tennessee in real life does end up losing. Now, unlike real life, we have some fight in us, and we completely kicked the crap out of Kansas City. I say kick the crap out of it. Yeah, the final score is definitely a lot closer to saying kick the crap out of somebody. But offensively, I think, what else can I say? It's hard to stop us. I know how to use our guys. So you want to bring a score against us? Okay, fine. You want to take the lead 10-7? All right, that's cool. Because we're just going to snatch it right back from you on the very next drive. And that's what we do. That's how we roll. And with this offense, we can do that. All right, we can just hammer them. We don't care what you do as an offense. You're of no concern to us. We will just go down and score every time because we know we're going to score more than you. That's basically kind of the attitude we had at this stage of the season. I was completely overconfident playing these offensive things because every single time it made me nervous to see the other team would take the lead. Knowing one throw, game is completely changed. Pick six, season over at this point. But hey, we didn't have that happen. We kept going, kept scoring. When we had to have it, like I said, that fight. That's what we had at Tennessee. And as a coordinator, you love to see it. And that type of win, right, that type of score puts us over the top. It gives us the win in the AFC Championship game. And you wish they had a celebration for this. EA, I know people have mentioned it before. Man, that's dropping the ball. Somebody dropping the ball. Well, a lot of people dropping the ball when it comes to this game, but beside the point. AFC title game celebration, dropping the ball. I'm here in the Super Bowl. That is where we are at this stage. We have done it. This offense, granted, was good before us. Like I said, their coordinator got a head coaching job somewhere else, so that's why he left, opening up the opportunity for me. And, man, have we been able to take advantage. We are going to be here in the Super Bowl playing against the New York Giants. Man, in real life, that's so far from happening. But, hey, it is what it is. It's the Giants. They're a team that tend to spoil big runs. And why not? We finished off the final 16-game win streak in the regular season. Now we won 2. We're basically 18-0. We are what the Patriots were when they went undefeated. We had the week 1 problem instead of the other 16. And the Super Bowl would prove to be a lot of kind of the same things that we had. And if you look, Matt Ryan, what kind of better quarterback could you ask for? Dropping it in the pocket of one of the Fitzpatrick is kind of down on the depth chart, all right? He's about number 4 or 5 as a receiver. Man, just drags us to a great catch, but then again, great throw. And as a coordinator, to have these kind of weapons, oh my goodness. I could do this forever, I think, if we maintain this team, right? If we maintain it, I could do this forever. But what I don't like is I don't have control, and I need to have control. I want to have control of my team, okay? And I'm not talking about, on the field control. As we get deeper on into the franchise, wherever we go from here, we may see more simulating done. I don't care about not having that type of control. I want to have control of my players. Who do I bring on? Who do I not? Who do I trade? Who gets cut? Who do I put on the practice squad? Who do I bring into slot receiver? I want to have that type of control. And as a coordinator, you just don't have that type of control. So, as soon as we get our first opportunity as a head coach coming out of here after this season, regardless of what happened in this game, I think we're probably going to take it. Not sure what it's going to be. Hopefully it'll be something good. And so we'll kind of see what happens from there. Now, this Super Bowl goes kind of like you would expect it to. With Henry being able to get the ball out of the backfield through the air or running it, that's a whole other element this defense has to worry about. And then we got our receivers, Miller, Brown stepping up. It's Fitzpatrick making tiptoe catches in the back corner. It was almost, there's nothing the Giants could do. They tried. Their only hope was to stick with us, and maybe we have a mistake. Maybe we commit that one fatal error. But it just wasn't meant to be. That just wasn't going to happen. We end up scoring right there, kind of a little glitched out on me. We do find Westbrook down the sideline for a big-time touchdown. You can see it right here on the replay. Comes all the way across. We get him right there on the left side between the numbers and the hash marks. He gets to the white line on the side, and he just goes, too fast to catch. Touchdown, big-time plays. we were able to make them. In the end, that's what separated us out from the Giants. 38-32 Super Bowl win. And technically what amounts to season number 3 of our career. However, we were just the offensive coordinator, so this is not our Super Bowl as far as our legacy goes. I'm not going to say that. We want to win as a head coach, and I think we can get there. We just need to get the opportunity and hopefully have the right situation as well. So we do enjoy it. Live it up, everybody. Tennessee bringing home the Lombardi Trophy. Um, and hopefully something happens in the offseason. We get that coaching opportunity. We'll have to see kind of what happens from here on that, and that'll actually be in the next episode. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait and see. But hey, maybe we get that opportunity and we go out and win one of our own, right? So it was a great season. I loved playing with this offense, and I wish I had the opportunity to head up the Titans organization, their franchise. Unfortunately, I don't. So that is what it is. We'll have to move on from there, right? Now, with that in mind, I do want to remind y'all to hit subscribe if you have not already. And if you did like today's video, definitely, oh, there it is, subscribe. If you did like today's video, definitely give us a thumbs up, as it really does help out the channel, and we greatly appreciate everything that y'all do for us here at Champ and Son Gaming. So, great end to what would amount to season number 3, technically. As an offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans, we do win the Super Bowl. And now it's time to see what the future has in store for us as a head coach. Do we get any other opportunities? So we'll see, and I'll let y'all know what happens in the next episode, everybody. So thank y'all for joining us today, and I will see y'all in the next one. So as always, everybody, stay safe, and well, y'all know how it goes by now, right? Later, y'all.